Hey everybody, how we doing today? If you follow me on TikTok, you probably getting to see me for the first time. Sorry I keep looking away, I'm looking at my screen over here instead of the camera here. But it's gonna be my first YouTube video. My name is actually John, but I'm known as Captain Happy. So if you're here from TikTok, welcome. Appreciate you checking out my channel. You recognize the Torino there. That's the current project for anybody that's new to my content. It's a 1970 Ford Torino GT. Let me flip the camera around and get a better view of it here. I'll give you guys a quick walk around the Torino. Show the interior. Yeah, it needs interior work. The brown is the original interior color, and that rear seat is in perfect condition. Just needs cleaning. So yeah, this is my 1970 Ford Torino GT Sportsroof, or Fastback, whichever you want to call it. The company called it a sports roof, but all the car guys call them fastbacks. That's what I normally call it, it's a fastback. I've had this car a little over a year now, and it's in really good shape. Very minimal rust on the car, which is one of the main things that sold me on the car. That plastic on the hood, there's nothing wrong with the hood. That plastic's just covering the hood scoop because it's got a little hood scoop on it, and it's supposed to have these little plastic flaps that go on the back side of the hood scoop under the hood. But they're missing, so whenever it rains, like it's raining now, rain will go in the hood scoop and right on top of the engine. So that's the only reason that plastic's on there. It has been hit in that rear quarter panel there, and the rear axle there. The axle flange was bent just a little bit, not bad. But when I jack it up, put it on jack stand and crank it and put it in gear, that rear wheel would wobble about like that. Not bad, but I have a parts car and I've changed that axle out already. And that quarter panel from the parts car, I can cut a section out of it because where it was hit, somebody has bondoed it over. They did a good job, but the bondo's a little thick in a couple of spots and it's cracked. So, but what I've done to the car since I got it, I've got a lot of content on my TikTok channel about this car, and I'll put a link in the description below. But what I've done to it since I got it, the fuel system was full of rust when I got it. Gas tank was full of rust. So I've pulled the gas tank out, and in the Torino, the gas tank doubles as the floor of the trunk. So without the gas tank, there's just a big hole there going all the way to the ground. So I put a piece of plywood in, bolted it down, and put some eye bolts in it, put a boat tank in it, and strapped the boat tank down to the eye bolts with ratchet straps. And replaced fuel line with rubber fuel line where I needed to. Most of the original steel line is still there and in good shape. I just flushed it out. The engine, I put new plugs and plug wires on the engine. It's got a 351 M400 and C6 automatic from a 71 LTD in it. So a lot of people don't like the 351Ms, but I don't mind them. They're not bad engines, really. But that being a 71, it doesn't have all the emissions that the later models do. So it is a little bit better engine. It's got the original rear end in it. It's a 3-to-1 differential. So, but it's got some play in the spider gears and needs to be rebuilt, and I'll get to that in a minute. The tires, I put new tires on it. The brakes are in decent shape all the way around, so I haven't done anything to the brakes. The brakes work fine. All I did, I backed off the rear brakes because one of them was locking up. It was adjusted a little too tight. And I put in some new suspension components in the front. The interior, there's no carpet or sound deadening or insulation in the floorboards. There's just floor mats in it right now. And it originally had a bench seat, and somebody had put a bench seat in it, probably from the LTD that the engine transmission came from. But I pulled the bench seat out. I've got some bucket seats from a 2003 Cavalier in it right now. I had to make the brackets and everything to get them put in. And I've got a video of that I will probably be posting right after this one. So I've just got to edit this video and that video, and I'll probably post them both at the same time. And I put a new steering wheel in it. It had a little black Grant GT steering wheel, which the dash is all black, or mostly all black, and it just kind of blended in to the dash. So I got a chrome steering wheel put in it, and it stands out better, looks a lot better. Does run and drive pretty good. When I got it, the transmission would not shift. So I replaced the steel vacuum tube going to the modulator valve and put new rubber line on both ends of the steel tube. I put some transmission conditioner in it because the valves in the transmission were stuck and would not shift. But it shifts and works fine now, like it's supposed to. It had a little miss in it when I got it, but like I said, I replaced the plugs and plug wires, and it runs good now. It is drivable. It is licensed and insured. I can drive it to town right now if I wanted to, but I don't drive it in the rain, and I'm not driving it much after dark right now until I fill out the charging system and everything. I think it's fine, but with the headlights on, I'm not sure how much it's pulling from the battery because I don't know what amperage my alternator is. I haven't checked it. But yeah, I do drive it during the daytime to some car shows. Now I have driven it after dark, just a short trip, and it seems to be fine. So if you want to check out my progress on the car up to date, I've got a Tik Tok channel, and I'll put a link in the description below to my Tik Tok channel so you can go check out the content there. I've got a lot of content on the Torino, my progress on it, and future projects and everything that I have lined up. I have several other vehicles I'm planning to work on too. And but the Torino's the main project right now. Future work to the Torino that I plan to do, the rear end, I've got to rebuild the rear end like I was saying earlier. It's got some play in the spider gears. But I have a traction lock carrier that I bought from Summit Racing, and it's a 28 spline rear end 3-to-1 ratio. So I went ahead and got the 28 spline traction lock carrier, and should be plenty strong enough. I'm not going to build it as a race car or a dragster or anything like that. It's just going to be a nice cruising car, but it's going to have a little more horsepower than your average daily driver. So, you know, I don't need anything extreme as far as, you know, rear end components. But that traction lock carrier will make it a little better, be able to do burnout with both tires instead of just one. if I do burnouts, which I don't plan on doing many. I don't really like to abuse it too much, but I do like to, give it a little gas and, feel it push me back in the seat a little bit every once in a while. After the rear end gets rebuilt with a new traction lock carrier, I've got new bearings and races for that too. Then I've got a new gas tank and fuel sending unit to put in it. And then I want to change the oil, the filter, and the transmission fluid and filter. It's got a new air filter on it already, so I replaced that already. But I put new fluids in the engine, transmission. Coolant, I'm not too worried about. But because the coolant I'm not too worried about, because I'm doing an engine swap sometime in the future, hopefully before next summer. I was hoping to have it done already, but it just didn't happen. But I hope to get it done this winter. I have a near mint condition 429 Thunderjet with a C6 automatic right there in that Thunderbird that I'm going to be putting in the Torino. And the Thunderbird, before you say save the Thunderbird, it's not worth saving. It's too far gone. It's only a parts car. It looks a lot better on this screen than it does in person. The roof is buckled on it where it's been, somebody's run a cable through the doors and lifted it by the roof. So the roof is buckled. Both front fenders are bad. Marker light is busted out on this front corner right here. And it's missing tail light assembly. Seats are gone. It's had a section cut out of 1 1/4 panel already. So the car itself's not worth saving, but it does have a lot of good parts. And the engine and transmission, like I said, they're near mint. It's got less than 25,000 actual miles on the car. Because if it had more miles on it than what it has, there will be more wear on the gas pedal and brake pedal. There's gas pedal and brake pedal look practically new. Under the hood, all the hoses and everything all look stock. All the little plastic clips and retainers for the hoses under the hood are all factory and still there. Those almost always break as soon as you touch them after a few years. So it's had very little work done under the hood. So when I pull the engine transmission, I'm going to put new gaskets and seals in them and water pump, fuel pump, and that's about all I'm going to do to them. Then clean them up and paint them. I'll probably put some chrome valve covers. I found a set that are pretty much original replacement that have the baffles in them. And I think some chrome valve covers would look good. And I plan to use a chrome high flow air filter and air cleaner on it. So I think it'll set the engine off, make it look a little better. Yeah, I've got some new mufflers that I'm going to put on it. Right now it's just got glass packs on the car behind that 351M. And it's like 2 1/4 inch or 2 inch exhaust pipe. So I'm going to upgrade it to 2.5 inch exhaust with some chambered mufflers. I've got some mufflers that are made by Black Horse Racing. I ordered off of Amazon. And they're very inexpensive. They're practically the same thing as the 40 series Flowmasters, but about a fourth the price. So I'll have the exhaust redone, and I'm going to have the exhaust put in a certain way so it'll be high flow, very little back pressure on the engine. So I'll be able to gain a little bit more horsepower by putting better breather and filter, have more air flowing in and more air flowing out, easier. So that'll boost the horsepower just a little bit. Every little bit helps. And I'll rebuild the carburetor. So yeah, I've got a lot of work planned for the Torino for the future. And I have several other projects which I will get to in later videos. But yeah, I have another video that I'll be posting about installing the seats. So I'll have that posted soon after this video. Okay, so that's the Torino progress up to date and future plans for it. I'll have another video of installing the seats pretty soon after this one. I've just got to get it edited together. But yeah, I do have lots of other projects lined up for the future. I have some you're really going to want to see. So thank you for watching the video, checking me out. Just kind of bear with me until I get better at making these videos. I know the quality is not the greatest right now. Just kind of bear with me. I'll learn as I go. And like, subscribe, share, ring the bell. You know what all those are for. I'm not going to tell you that every video. But I appreciate you watching. If you watch my TikTok videos, like I said, I'll put a link in the description. You can check my TikTok content. I have a lot of short little videos on there that are quick and easy to upload. But I'm going to be trying to post at least one video a week here on YouTube. Hopefully more, but at least one a week. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.